All right, welcome in. Welcome back to another episode of Bears Film Room. My name is Dave, cover the Bears for SM, joined my good friend, co-host, also Chicago Bears writer for sportsmockery.com, Ficky, and we have a really good show to you. Some breaking news as we're actually about to go live. It looks like, according to multiple reports, or at least one that truly matters, from Ian Rappaport. He said sources, Ravens QB Lamar Jackson ran the scout team on Friday. An indication that the two-time MVP is a week away from returning, despite having a full practice on Friday. Tyler Stoop-Huntley signed off the practice squad, would be in line to start versus the Bears if Jackson can't go. Wow, I think we have to redo this whole entire show. It is a big time. A report. I think it's interesting that he's still not ruled out officially. So I'm not gonna celebrate. And I know there's talk about, we want to play Lamar, we want to beat them at their best. I do not care about that.
Give me a win.
5-2. I'll play freaking
doesn't matter.
Anybody. It doesn't matter who's starting. I'm trying to get wins here, stack them, get 5 in a row. You don't get this opportunity, at least for the Bears, very often, as far as winning 5 in a row. So, but Fick, I know we're going to talk about, potential trade option here out of the New York Jets, but thoughts on this report about Lamar likely not going to be able to go on Sunday?
Yeah. So if you go back to earlier in the week, my thoughts were that Lamar wasn't going to play. And so I got to give a shout out to one of the Bears content creators who's also a personal trainer, Mason West. He had basically talked about, because he's in the health industry. He was like, yeah, most likely he won't be ready just yet for this game. Now, he could play, people play through injury all the time, but my assumption earlier on, especially on like Tuesday, was that he wasn't going to play. Then you had Wednesday, which was limited. I was like, he's not going to play. Thursday, you had limited, so I was like, he's not going to play. Friday, you had full, I think, right? Friday, you had full, though, and that was the first, okay.
Yeah.
Signs are – I started to switch a little bit, and I was like, okay. I expect that he could play or he's going to test it out. But I still want – and I'm not taking credit for this. I'm just going off what other people that know way more information than me. But I was still under the assumption that he most likely wasn't going to play. So I wrote an article about the preview yesterday. Check it out on Sports Mockery. In that article, I talk about, Lamar's not going to be – if he plays, he's not going to be 100% or he may not play at all. So I'm glad to see this because I'm with you, Dave, where – take the wins how you can get them. It doesn't matter. This isn't college football where winning against a better team is going to help us with our rank later on in the playoffs. No, it doesn't matter. It is clearly win-loss. So get your wins however you get them. If it's a last-second field goal, if it's by 50 points, right? If it's by a team accidentally fumbling the ball like they did in Washington and us marching down and winning it, I don't care. Get your wins how you get your wins. Like you say, Dave, it is so hard to win in the NFL. So I don't care. This is just going to help their chances significantly because this team on every metric is worse without Lamar on the field. And that's a shocker to no one. This is a 2-time MVP for a reason. So, I'm glad I don't have to necessarily worry about it. I'm sure it's still going to be a game time decision, but I'm feeling more than likely I'm probably going to say 95% he won't play.
I think you're probably right. I was looking here. It looks like on one of our comments, it looks like the line for the Bears versus Ravens went down to 3.5. It was at 6.5, I think.
Yes.
Yesterday.
It was.
So now it's 3.5. That's a pretty huge indicator that Lamar Jackson's likely out. So we'll get to all these predictions here a little bit later. Just a heads up, it's probably going to change. We made these slides, got it all produced and whatnot, with the idea, that Lamar Jackson was going to play. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if I'm still going to pick the Bears, just because there's a lot of variables still. Especially in regards to that, our corners and that crisis we have currently. But yeah, Vic, any other thoughts before we kind of get to a potential trade target here with the deadline here being just a couple weeks away?
No, not really. You know what I mean? I think this was kind of the talk about the town, is trying to figure out if Lamar was going to play or not. And I just think that news is at least going to help calm down my anxiety for at least 24 hours. So, because Lamar is a great player. So
let me preface this too. You lose against Lamar Jackson, the Ravens. Sure, they're 1-5. Okay, I get it. Desperate Ravens team. It's away. Okay, tough loss. You're 4-3. 4-game win streak is snapped, but you probably are okay. You probably all right. We'll recover from this. On to next week. On to who do we play? Is it Cincinnati?
Oh my gosh, I can't think of the I think it is. Yeah,
I feel like it's Cincinnati. But now Lamar doesn't play. You're still on the road. Roquan Smith is back playing against Huntley, who has, I think he destroyed Chicago a couple years ago.
2 years ago,
26-33.
Yeah.
Bears lost 16-13 or something like that. That was with Justin Fields, I believe.
It was.
But you lose this one now, it's going to hurt a lot more. It's almost like the Vikings game where we're looking back right now. We're like, damn, this is a this has now become you can't lose, because you caught a huge break. If Lamar does not go, you got to win in Baltimore. Sure, it's a tough environment, but you got to find a way to get this one done.
To be fair, though, they have, and we'll talk about it, they have been awful. The offense has been awful without Lamar, just awful on every facet. So I'm not expecting that if Tyler Huntley or definitely Cooper Rush got benched for a reason. They're not, I don't know. Anything can happen in the NFL, but they are a bottom 2 team without Lamar Jackson. Okay. And we'll get into the exact details of why that is. But I'm saying I don't feel like this would be as much as a fluke as like maybe Joe Flacco and the Bengals, because it's like, okay, yeah, it's Joe Flacco, but they still have T. Higgins. They still have Jamar Chase. You know what I mean? And it's also Joe Flacco, someone who's been established starting quarterback in the NFL for a long time. We're talking Cooper Rush, never really started, not even a full season. And then Tyler Huntley, who's okay, but I guess I'm not scared of that with how the team has been playing now. This is with the Bears teams of old, right? Where you're like, you're also a bottom 3 team in every category. Then, so I don't know. I feel like there is a major drop off. I know Bears fans, we kind of have PTSD, but there's a major drop off from how high this team can be for the Ravens versus how bad they truly are without Lamar. So, and I think we're going to get the bottom half, but we'll see. Anything can happen.
Yeah. No, good point. Let's go ahead and move forward. We'll talk about the game here in a little bit. I want to get to our ESPN article from Jeremy Fowler, just in regards to a potential trade target for Chicago. Before I do, I know we're a little bit later. We were looking to do this pod earlier, but we do have our coffee. And I know we talked about it last couple of weeks, and we are partnered with Even Coffee. And so I kind of want to just give a little bit of insight about what we're drinking this morning. So essentially, we've been drinking Even Coffee. It's a for those that are curious, it's even blend coffee, and it's a high quality roast with which it's going to be like cocoa, almond, brown sugar. I don't think I'm missing anything there, Fick. Either way, super, super good. I know we all love our coffee around here, and we're excited to be partnered with them. Obviously, Chicago-based coffee shop also supports mental health. So it's a really, really good cause. So if you use code BFR, you get $5 off at checkout. And another cool opportunity just to support Chicago and mental health. So this is one of my favorite personal partnerships with them. And I love their coffee. It's real honest. And I love coffee anyway. So it's been really cool. You can kind of see the bag right there with Even Coffee. So again, code BFR at checkout if you want to use them. And it's going to be for those single serve
cups.
And they are, like I said, it's really good. So hope you guys give it a shot. Support them, support Chicago, and of course support the pod. So check them out. Links in our description on YouTube. And if you have any questions, reach out to me personally, DM me, Ficky. We'll talk about it. But again, thank you to Even Coffee. And let's get to our trade target now.
Yeah, let's do it.
This one's interesting, and I am very, very excited about what this trade deadline is going to look like. Because if you win this week, Fick, are we playing? Is that correct?
You're right. It was the Bengals. Yeah, it's Joe Flacco and the Bengals. Next week.
So we're playing Joe Flacco and the Bengals. I find that one very interesting. So
Oh,
let me
that
pull
one.
it up here.
Yeah, I'm more fearful of that one than I am the Ravens
Dude.
without Lamar. Look, wait till we get to the overview, bro. I'm telling you, I know it's the Ravens, so we expect this team to be good, but they have not been good at all. That's what they're 1-5 for a reason.
Yeah,
they have not been good.
I'm not so much afraid of them, Vic, but it's just I know who the Bears are, and
afraid of ourselves, I guess,
might
be the better way.
Exactly, a little bit more so than anything else. So,
yeah.
But yeah, let me pull this up here. So we have an ESPN article that was written or posted earlier this week, and it was about just some trade targets. And the Bears here, I'm just going to go ahead and read it. It's a very, very interesting one. It's not a flashy one. I think this is actually the route Chicago might go in regards to some of these, potential trade targets. Because we've heard about, some big ones, right? Max Crosby, that's a pipe dream.
There's actually a question here. I want to bring that up because you did talk about it. Because Gage, shout out Gage, we said, "What's your thoughts on the Max Crosby rumors?" I think reports actually came out that the ownership went and talked to Max Crosby and said, "We're not trading you." So I don't think he's getting traded at all. Now, has something like that happened and his trade still happens? Yes, but they've done that. I think like Max Crosby has been in the trade rumor mill for like 3 straight seasons, and he's never been moved. So, and I think they gave him a big contract last year. So I just don't feel like they're gonna ship him off. But like you said, I just want to kind of double down on that. And I saw Gage had a question on that. I don't think he's gonna get traded.
No, I agree. I don't think that's a pipe dream in my opinion in regards to Max Crosby. But if he is available, I think you definitely maybe look into it. It's going to cost everything. I mean, especially with the fact that Chicago saw what he could do firsthand this year, and I think the Raiders are going to realize that.
Didn't we learn though? Didn't we learn about trading for premier edge rushers on the Raiders? Yeah. Didn't we just go through this?
Dude, I mean, look, I love Max. Such a cool player.
He is.
But I agree. I would love to draft one and have him cost control for a few years.
I just don't think we're one player away yet. You know what I mean? If like maybe next year that's the move. You know what I'm saying? Like if this team does well, wins like 9-10 games.
So if you beat Baltimore and Cincinnati, Fick, you're 6-2.
That is
true. Do not make a.
That is
sure.
True.
You might not be a Super Bowl team, but do you do everything you can to get there?
That's
6-2.
I get scared though too that you'll pull the Washington Commanders, where it's like you made all of these moves because of your
but their roster is way older in my opinion.
It's like the second oldest in the NFL. Yeah. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit.
You get to 6-2 before the deadline. You might.
It's more tempting. I will say that. I would be less.
I've seen Ryan Poles. Yes, I've seen Ryan. We've seen Ryan Poles be more aggressive when they're not winning, Chase Claypool, Montez Sweat. So we'll see. But
that's true.
The report here, this one is going to be from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Believes there's a name out there who fits who the Bears would like, most likely target. And his name is Jermaine Johnson, edge, New York Jets. The Jets are not desperate to trade Johnson. Good edge rushers are hard to find. But his $13.4 million salary for 2026, a 5th-year option, is reasonable. But my sense after asking around is that New York would be more than willing to part with Johnson than Will McDonald if they made any move at the position. McDonald is in the third year of his rookie deal, whereas Johnson is in his 4th, and Johnson has garnered a bit of interest thus far. The predicted chance of getting traded is at 35%. And the team fits that he highlights is the Chicago Bears, but also the Philadelphia Eagles. Just a little backstory. It looks like Johnson, in 2023, he had 7.5 sacks, 16 QB hits, made his first Pro Bowl. And then he had injuries that ended his 2024 season after just 2 games. And then he finally returned 4 weeks ago. And he has pulled up the stats here. It's nothing crazy, but he did just return week 6, week 7. He had a sack in week 6 against Denver. And then he's had, 12 total pressures so far since returning. He's played in only 4 games, only 174 snaps this year, but he's still 26 years old, 6'5", And then he was actually he was a former first round pick in 2022. He was picked 26th overall in the first round. So I think it's an interesting cost here. Could be a late round pick. I don't think it's going to be expensive, just with the injury history.
You'd have to this be a rental too, because he's on his 4th year of his rookie deal.
Exactly.
So if it's a rental, you're like a 5th, a 6th, maybe. I mean, I guess I'd be okay with that.
Well, here's the thing. If they trade for him, they're likely going to give him some time to prove it. But I think they can get a deal done. The thing with him is the money, right? Chicago doesn't have a lot of it right now, unless they move some things around. So that's why I think this one from ESPN is a very, very interesting and more likely,
because it's rookie deal,
route they could go because of that rookie deal, the salary that would be coming in. Then you have he plays well. He gets you a couple sacks. He's an impact player, makes some noise. I don't know, moves the needle. Then you try to get a deal done, right? And you have that opportunity because you're in the offseason and you're probably a little bit more flexible for cash. So
it's like, how much money do we need to pay towards the edges though? Because we got 50 mil to Dio, we got 100 mil to Sweat.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money, right? So I haven't looked at his Spotrac to see like what his projection is. It can't be that much, his projected new contract, but still you're gonna have over, probably, let's say, even if his total contract's like 20 to 30 million, you're gonna have like almost 180
it kind of
million.
Frustrates me having all that money tied to two guys that I wouldn't say are top dog. Like, I don't even think they're like top 20 in the league. Maybe Sweat's
definitely, I'd say,
at their position. Sweat's top 20 rusher. Yeah, he's been coming along too.
Yeah,
we talked about that last pod, which I'm kind of like, hey, look at us. We said, hey, he strings together 3-4 good games here. We can be looking at a whole different story. Yeah.
And I think his pressure. I think his pressures have been good. It's that his success rate hasn't been that great. So that means he's getting pressures, but he's not getting sacks. Also, I saw a stat on Sweat, which was actually interesting, is that his pressures typically turn into positive plays for the defense. So 2 of the interceptions were due to his pressures. He had a strip sack last week that was obviously due to his pressure and strip sack. So he's had like 3 or 4 turnovers that are literally accredited to the pressure he's been able to put on the quarterback. Now, that doesn't hit the stat sheet. Well, the strip sack does, but you don't see that. So, I mean, there's room for improvement with Sweat. I'm okay with it if he keeps playing like he has the past 2 weeks. If we get how he played the first 4 weeks, then that money is not going to be worth it. Yeah, but Dial's got to do a little bit more. Dial's kind of like hot and cold. Some games you're like, you really see Dial make a presence, and some games you don't see him at all. And then I just want to mention this here on Twitter. DeBeard said, I missed it. Who's the trade target? So thanks for hopping on DeBeard on Twitter. The trade target is Jermaine Johnson, who is the edge, 26-year-old, 6'5", I think you said, right, Dave?
260 pounds. Former first-round pick in 2022.
Yeah, 260 pounds. So he would fit 600 pounds. Imagine that. He would fit this Dennis Allen defense. So I agree that this one is probably more plausible than something like a Max Crosby. Like, I don't think we have the money for that this year, and we've invested a lot on some deals in this free agency. I think that's a move we make next year just due to cap regulation. Our cap flexibility, and a deal like this actually makes sense because it's not going to hurt you this year, and it wouldn't cost that much, and you'd probably get some good depth, which you need to the defensive line. So would you make the move though? That's the question.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. You win. I think, if I keep saying it, I would make the move now. If it didn't, like, because of the cost, I don't think it's gonna be a lot, and I think they have a real opportunity here to at least make a push for a wild card. But that division, I know it's stacked, but it's still in reach. Got some winnable games. If you catch a break with Lamar being out, beat him, go and beat Cincinnati, which might be tough. But then you're looking at you're 6-2. Hell yeah! I mean, that's a huge opportunity here. So making a move just to, even if it's not at edge rusher, say it's corner, right? Because right now we're gonna get to it. Some of these corners, like,
that's what I
want. Get a guy that's a veteran that can just hold down the fort until you get Tyreek back, and Kyler, which we'll talk about, who's kind of frustrating in regards to him just being his availability. And then Jalen Johnson, I don't know if he's going to make it, but there's a possibility if the Bears are playing well and they playing for something in late December that you get this guy back here. Because man, if that healthy trio of corners, or actually even with Terrell Smith, who's also out,
for the year.
Bears are just depleted at that
Secondary.
part. It's almost like a crisis in regards to what they're dealing with. So, yeah, I would make the deal. I don't even know if it's for edge rusher, but I hope that the Bears are semi-aggressive come the trade deadline, especially if you win the next 2 games. So
yeah, I'm sure Poles will be. He's typically made some trades, so I'm not
absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Before we hop into our game preview for the Baltimore Ravens, again with Lamar Jackson likely being out with the reports that we got before the show started, we're going to take our first break here, and we'll be right back. And we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about here.
First off, thank you for watching the BFR Podcast, the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe, as it just helps our show grow and helps the algorithm get this show out to other awesome, amazing Bear fans like y'all as we're trying to grow this community. If this is your first time, also leave a hashtag New Face Gang in the chat. That's hashtag New Face Gang in the chat, and we'll give you a shout out before the end of the show. And if this is not your first time, this is your second time, you watched over 100 episodes or anything in between, then you are a true OG, and we want to show you some love as well. So please leave a hashtag OG in the chat, and we'll make sure to give you a shout out before the end of the show. Thank y'all for all the support for the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, the BFR Podcast. Now let's get back to the show. Yeah.
Absolutely. For those that are tuning in, though, in regards to our trade target, it is Jermaine Johnson from New York, the edge rusher. If you want to take a look at it, it's going to be around 11-minute mark, 11:30-minute mark. You can kind of look at that conversation. The first 10 minutes, we talked about Lamar Jackson being out, and now we're going to get to our game preview against the Ravens, which is on the road. And, of course, we'll talk a little bit more about Lamar as well over these next few segments. So, Fick.
Yep. Yeah, before we do that, just want to give a couple shout outs on some of these comments I think would be good to shout out. I Am King Art said Tyreek Woolen. Yeah, he's kind of had a down year this year, but if we trade for Tyreek, that would 100% be worth it. 6'4" man corner, really fast. Having a bad year.
You need some bodies back there, dude.
100%. I'd rather go corner than edge. Azan Khan on Twitter said Max Crosby feeds families. Yes, he'd also cost about 100 families to acquire him. So then we got Gage as well. So yeah, Gage said fun stat. Last time Bears won 5 or 6 in a row was 2018. So look, that's the last time we've really been happy about this team. So if we win 5 games, that's something nice. And then also a fun one. I want to see who the Steelers are playing this weekend, but Jeff on YouTube said, I'm rooting for Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers this weekend. Oh, they're playing the Packers Sunday night, I think. So, yeah, we also will be rooting for Aaron Rodgers, who's actually low-key had a pretty decent season this year. So, kind of interesting. And then Thomas, everyone listen to Thomas here, the OG Thomas said, let's hit that like button, y'all. We really do appreciate it. Helps this show grow. Appreciate y'all hopping on a Saturday morning. We know we love these preview game pods. So, let's get into the preview. Let's start first with the injury report. I'm gonna go through this quick, Dave, if you don't mind. Just knock these out. So for the Bears, it's always a book, right? It's like an encyclopedia of names, always. But the big ones, obviously, Kyler Gordon's out. Roshan Johnson, who finally got some snaps last week and the week before, he's out again. Braxton Jones is out. Cole Kmet, this is a big one because Cole Kmet has never missed a Bears game in his career. He has never missed. He's at least started every Bears game. And this is his first one ever being out. Tyree Stevenson will be out. And then questionables here, we have DeAndre Swift, who was questionable last week too, but I think he'll be fine. Austin Booker, hopefully his conditioning's up and we get to see him. That'd be a big pickup. Amon Ogbengbomiga will be great for special teams. Good to see him back. Cairo, who's going to kick this week? I still think it's going to be Jake Moody, but good to see that he's questionable. And then Tremaine is fine. Grady's back, which is great. DJ's fine. Joe Tooney's fine, and thank God Nashawn Wright. Who would have thought? But thank God you are also not injured, or we would have literally nobody. and then moving over to the injury report for the Ravens, basically everyone's good now, right? Zay Flowers is good, Kyle's good. Marlon Humphrey was sick, and he's good now. There was questions about that. Roquan is back from his injury. Ronnie Stanley's good. Devontae Walker, and then the only one, obviously the big one on here, was Lamar, and it seems like he is not going to play. So again, for like the umpteenth week in a row, our list is ginormous, and we've got like 8 or 9 people out, and our opposing team has like 1 person. Now, typically, though, it's someone big. Like the Commanders, it was Terry. The Ravens, it's Lamar. So I guess maybe we are getting the luck of the injury bug because it's not big names like our.
We have some big names, dude.
I mean, we do.
The problem is we just have a lot. I think the Bears have a lot of talent, and it happens just to be a lot of the offense is pretty fine. Yeah, they're pretty healthy, but it's the defense that it literally cannot catch a break. And Kyler Gordon was just back last week. He hurts his groin during the week, like of practice. I don't even think it was during the game. So the Bears are, I think they're just missing a lot of talent on the defense side. Problem is they actually do have, or the good news is they have a lot of depth actually. Deshaun Wright, I gave him some criticism, but he's played pretty well. Like not terrible. So we'll see.
Well, look, I think Deshaun Wright's going to have to play pretty well because it's about you, buddy. That's about all we got. So, but
there was a comment here about the Ravens wide receivers. They're not amazing, and if Lamar's not playing, it's gonna help a lot. And I think obviously the most important position here is quarterback. If your starting quarterback goes down, I mean your season's pretty much over. Like I'll be honest, like it's very rare that you can make some noise or even make the playoffs, or at least unless it's late in the season. But it's a huge disadvantage. That's the one position you cannot afford to lose in this league. And Lamar being out is massive.
Huge. Yeah, it's huge. That's a big one. So at least we don't have like Caleb, right? Injured. Thank God. Knock on wood. Everything will be fine. But yeah.
Can't believe you said it.
Yeah, I know. I should have said it. So don't clip that and don't come back to me if something negative happens. It won't, though. It will not. Let's get to the team overview here, though. And let's see how this team ranks up. So this is crazy, man. The problem with the Ravens is their defense is awful. It is one of the worst defenses in the NFL at almost every metric. They are bottom 5. That has nothing to do with whether Lamar is playing or not, right? So even if Lamar was playing, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears offense would be going against a very, very, very bad defense. They've had some injuries, obviously, that plays a part. And then overall, they just have not been playing well against the run. Like their run defense, I think, is 32nd in the NFL, which is great for the Bears, who have been on fire in the run game the last 2 weeks. DeAndre Swift's rushing for an average of 116 yards in the past 2 games, over 183 total yards average for the past 2 games. I mean, we are really running the ball well. Top 5 EPA per play for run for the Bears. And that's why you can see they've got 2 footballs now on the rushing. Passing is 3, and the blocking has been good all season. So shout out to them. Defensive side, pass defense has been good, but we got injuries, so I'm assuming those footballs will probably drop this week. Run defense has improved, which is good to see. And we got Grady Jarrett back, so that's nice. So, I mean, look, it shows how it is. 14 footballs for us, 5 footballs for them. All they have is an offense, and now with Lamar Jackson, do they really even have that? Like, seriously. Like, of course, you've got Derrick Henry, but it's much easier to stop Derrick Henry when you know that you're probably going to be feeding Derrick Henry on 1st and 2nd down, right? When you know that you're more than likely not going to be passing on those times. So, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident about the Bears matchup in this situation because of how well their run game has been and how horrific the Ravens rush defense has been. And if we see the Bears if the run offense is doing well, Caleb doesn't have to be Superman. And that's what you want. He can still be Superman, but he can have a bad game like last week and you still find a way to win it. Obviously, that's not what you want to see from your quarterback, but you are helping your quarterback. You're hedging your bets by doing that. And I think this defense is just so ass, if we just want to keep it plain and simple, that this offense should find ways to score points on them. So it's a bad team. It's basically my point.
Yeah, it's quite surprising how bad the Ravens have been. Their offensive line also, I think, plays a huge factor in regards to the regression of Derrick Henry right now. Obviously, he's had his fumble issues. I think the Bears, this is a prime opportunity for them to just keep the ball running. I think this is also for Caleb Williams and the offense to kind of get out of this rut. Maybe start throwing the ball around, scoring some touchdowns. DJ Moore, he talked about they have some celebrations that the wide receivers want to start using instead of, so they don't want to settle for field goals, right? That's the goal. They want to be, they want these viral, because I think their first down symbol or celebration has kind of gone viral. Yep.
Yeah.
But now they said they have some celebrations that they want to go viral, and they're not talking about OZ's hopping over either. He said that's dangerous. But I think this is an opportunity. To say all this, I think the Bears offense has an opportunity here to really finally have some fireworks in regards to what we might be able to see on Sunday. So it's that Ravens defense. Yeah, they're getting Roquan back, but I still think the Bears have the advantage.
Roquan hasn't even been that great this season. He hasn't. Yeah. So, I mean, look, that's obviously it's going to be your team's going to be better with Roquan playing than when he's not. But I just think there's more underlying issues, and this could be a bounce back game. But the data has shown for the past 6 weeks, there's a reason why this Ravens team has lost 4 games in a row. And you know, it's funny because if you were to flip it, the Bears have definitely had games where they were able to win from their defense alone, like in the history of the Chicago Bears. That's typically our mantra, right? So if this defense was somewhat serviceable, they probably wouldn't have lost 4 games. They probably would have been able to get 1 game in there somewhere, but they just haven't, because not only is Lamar out, but your defense is dog water. So that's basically my point, and why I really feel like the Bears have a really strong chance is because people are looking more at the name Ravens and being like, oh, that is associated with being good, which is fair. But this team would show otherwise. The Bears have won 4 straight, all right? The Baltimore Ravens have lost 4 straight. That doesn't tell the full story, but it does directionally tell you who's going in the right direction. So it should be interesting to say anything can happen, of course, but I don't know. I would not be as worried about these Ravens, especially without Lamar.
Yeah, the Lamar news is huge.
Huge.
Let's move forward. I think the injury report, we're not going to dwell on it too much. The Bears, yeah, and I think the overview of the teams is good, Fick. It is quite surprising. That's probably the best the Bears have looked
for sure
in a very long time, if the best.
It might be. +9 differential on the footballs is giant for us. Typically, have less. And we have more. It's like 1 or 2. So, all right, let's get to Vegas odds. Now, these are different, but I'm going to actually have the updated ones. Obviously, we know the line changed, but currently right now it is Bears +3.5, right? So basically that's just home field advantage for the Ravens. The over-under dropped, I think, just a point. Yeah, so 48.5. And now the money line for the Bears is +170. So basically that is saying Vegas believes that Lamar is not playing.
Can I say something?
Yes, please.
It's Snoop Huntley, and we're still 3.5. I know we're on the road. Is that kind of disrespectful, Fick?
That's literally what I was just about to say. No, I get it's basically, so you get,
I know we're the Bears, points. But damn.
I think you get 3 points automatically for home field, typically is how that works. Like if they think it's an even matchup, they'll give +3 to the home team. So basically Vegas is saying that they think this is an even matchup. I don't think that's true at all. I think it should be Bears favored. Now, it may not be much, but like a +1.5 or sorry, -1.5 for Chicago, something like that. Because we just went through it, right? The team overview. This is the Bears are a better team. It doesn't mean they're going to blow out the Ravens. But if I was a betting man, I'm betting that the Bears are going to win this game. Without Lamar Jackson, you think this team with Ben Johnson and how they're playing, that's found ways to win gritty, is going to lose against a Lamar-less Baltimore Ravens team? I don't know. So I agree with you. I think that is a little interesting on that to why that is. But
yeah, I mean, it's really hard to pick the Bears, honestly, in any game. I didn't pick them last week. We're going to look at our records overall this year on our game predictions.
No, you did. We both picked them last week. That was the only one
we did.
Because the Saints, yeah, we both picked them last week. So
well, heck yeah.
Yeah,
I forgot. Oh, I did. Yeah,
it doesn't have. Right. It doesn't have
about the Commanders game.
Yeah, we did not pick Commanders. We both picked that.
Cool.
That one.
Well, yeah, we're gonna change our predictions too. I think at the later in the show, but
for sure.
Yeah, this one is as far as like the line, I get it. 3 points the home team. It's just the Ravens have been just abysmal this year. So
yeah,
we'll see. I wouldn't it be funny if Lamar actually plays though? All this craziness, dude. It's kind of getting ridiculous.
I mean, he could, but
absolutely.
I feel like
he wakes up, feels good on Sunday.
If it wasn't Rappaport saying it, You know what I mean? Like if it was anybody
that's
else,
heavy.
even some credible ones, like, but if it's anyone else other than rap, I'm like,
and the line
rap,
moving. Vegas knows
for sure. Okay, let's get to our second ad read here, and then we're gonna go to our key matchups, keys of the game, which would be great to talk about on both takes. All right, we're going to get back to the episode real quick, but I had to take a moment to pause and tell you about something awesome that we have cooking up over here at the BFR Podcast, and that is our Patreon membership. You can join our Patreon, the BFR Den, where we have a bunch of great exclusive stuff that happens monthly, like monthly giveaways, private Zoom calls, mailbag episodes, and much, much more to come. I mean, we've got tons of features in there. We've got 2 tiers. We have our top tier, which is $10 a month, our Hall of Fame tier. What comes with that, which is very exclusive, is our private Zoom calls with our members. So every month, you're going to get a private Zoom call with me, Dave, and Jack, and we just get to talk about whatever, shoot the shit, football, life. It's a wonderful time. And then if you want to go to the lower level, we have our Rookie Grizzly tier, which is $3 a month. And what that includes is like the private Discords, the monthly giveaways, the free merch, all the events if we have coming up, things like that, access to exclusive merch that's only for our Patreon members, and any other cool features. You'll get that at the $3 level tier. And then with the $10 level tier, you will get the private Zoom call as well. Now, you can join for free. We do post our monthly calendars in there, so you can kind of see what we have going on each month. And we post our episodes there as well. So if you want to join that ongoing community, which we keep building up, please do so at the BFR Den on Patreon. Also, as well, we give a shout out to all of our Patreon members every single episode that we do. So if you join, we'll make sure to show you some love on every episode as well. So again, you can join the BFR Den on Patreon at the BFR Den on Patreon. And we just love the support. You guys are great. Shout out to all our Patreon members, and let's get back to the show. Cool. Yeah, appreciate. Shout out to all you Patreon members. We got our call next week, our private Zoom calls. If you want to hop on there and talk with me and Dave, which we do monthly, you still have time if you want to sign up. So, but shout out to y'all. We'll obviously give you an official shout at the end of the show, but we appreciate all the support from our Patreon members for leading the way in the den. Much love. All right, let's get to, if I can find it here, we need to get to our key matchups here. So, big one. Kind of already hinted at it. It's got to be this run game, right? DeAndre Swift. I mean, I put Roquan because Roquan's back, but it's really the Ravens' run defense. If DeAndre Swift, well, first of all, DeAndre Swift has a chance to do something historic. If he gets 100 yards this game, he'll be the second player in Bears history to have back-to-back 100-yard rushing games since Matt Forte. So that's good company, right? So it'll be interesting to see. Ben Johnson does love to run the ball, and this is a defense that does not stop it. So I want to see how DeAndre Swift does. And I think a big impact to DeAndre Swift's run game they have been running outside the tackles more and more. And that's where a lot of his success is. I think they kind of figured out, hey, DeAndre Swift's not an in-between-the-tackles guy. He's small. He kind of dances around too much. Let's get him on those outside zones and let him do damage, especially on Darnell Wright's side. So I think that's great to see. That's probably what they worked on in the bye week. But continue this run game going. It's going to help out Caleb, get the run game going early. And I think, honestly, if they get over 100 yards, I don't expect them to lose the game.
What I liked about DeAndre last week is when he did go outside, he wasn't afraid to cut it back in, and it was very decisive. And he had some big runs last week where he did go outside, cut it back in, kind of went towards the middle of the field. And just I liked what we've been seeing lately from him, and I think that's a great I think they're going to have a hard time, the Ravens. I think they're going to have a very hard time against him, and just all in all with what this run game has been looking like with Ben and what they're cooking up. And even Kyle Malone guy. Best game as a rookie last week. I apologize. First touchdown. I'm excited to see what that this can be fun. And I think it's also going to help the Bears passing game, that play action. If they can just hit on some of these big ones, I know Ben's going to be able to set it up perfectly and call the right stuff at the perfect time. So we'll see.
Yeah, but it's definitely looks favorable for us. Obviously, any given Sunday, so anything can happen. But
I'm gonna have to switch mine if I remember correctly. Again, I was preparing. I was preparing for Lamar Jackson. So originally, I had Lamar versus Dennis Allen because the Bears are so depleted at corner. I thought it was going to be kind of hell. And I thought Dennis Allen was going to have to be not special, but like
creative.
He was going to have to cover up some of these holes on that secondary. With this being out, I'm going to change my key matchup to I'm going to go Bears receivers.
Okay.
Versus the Ravens defense. I think they have an opportunity here. DJ, OZ, Rome, Luther for some big time plays. And I need Rome to catch some of these, 50-50 balls that he's so good at. No drops, but I think they have an opportunity to get open down the field and just to make some big plays and make people miss. So I'm going to go, Bears receivers versus the corners of the Ravens. And I think it's something they can exploit here. Obviously, Caleb has to get them the ball. I just think he will. So we'll see if these guys can punish that secondary. So
it's going to be interesting because I think there's going to be more packages with Colston Loveland. And I mean, Colston Loveland's getting a good amount of snap percentage. Colston Loveland and Luther Burden because Cole's out. So you're not going to, the plays where Cole's in there and then maybe Loveland is your wide receiver 3. That's probably not going to be the case now because you don't have that flexibility. So I think you might be right. We might see some more explosive plays or some new packages that we have not seen and are not rolled out.
Loveland's been blocking his really, really well. Yeah. But that might be those duties. He's still going to have to block, but that might be pushed down a little bit to tight end 2 now because he's promoted obviously tight end 1. Yeah. Smythe. And we're going to see some stuff. What I love about Loveland, and I haven't talked about a lot, is they go to him on some big downs. In Washington, that final drive, they needed it at 3rd and 5. They get the first down. It went right to Loveland. He catches it. He goes right down. Last week, he had 2 plays. The last one in the end zone, or in the red zone where they got the first down. He kind of toe tapped. Yep. And then he had another one on like 3rd down where very similar to Washington where it cuts inside. Easy first down.
I think that was the one to end the game. Yeah, that was Caleb's last pass. So that's 2 weeks in a row that final play of the game that we need to get a first down and end it.
Why do they do that? The defense is worried about everything else. That's the problem.
Got a lot of weapons.
It's yep. And then if you like the matchup with Loveland on a linebacker or something like that, you'd like that 10 times out of 10. So I think we could see a big. I hope we do, man, because this discourse between him and Tyler Warren is pissing me off. Yeah. Let these kids just play.
Also, the comparison game of rookies is not even realistic.
He's a starter, 100% a starter. He's getting so many more targets.
But also, these are rookies. They're rookies. You can't. There's not enough data. It's and you see guys who perform really well one year suck next year. I'm not saying that's going to happen to Tyler Warren. I'm just saying it's not enough data to make these proclamations of this person is now better than this person. You can say, Tyler Warren's performing better at this moment. Yeah, there's a lot of variables that go into it. But to make this statement as if this team, and I'm not just saying the Bears, but this team missed out on this player, dog, we're 6 games in. The 6 games in of a full career, you have no idea how this stuff plays out. And I know it's recency bias. We all love we just watched the game. It's that Monday morning quarterback, but it's come on, bro. Let these guys actually play a year or 2. If it's year 3 and you're making that statement, then I get it. But 6 games into their career, come on. Sorry, I had to get on my soapbox there because I'm it just doesn't make sense. Even on our end, there's no one on our team where I'm we made the right decision. You don't know yet. So you just hope they play well that game and then they can stack on it. Okay. Sorry, I had to do that for a second. Let's go to the keys of the game. What we got here. I remember what I had. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so, you can scratch the first one out, but I will give some context to why that is. Obviously, that seems very blanket statement. Yeah, of course, stop Lamar from scrambling. But I say that because Lamar is actually scrambling at the lowest percentage rate of his career, only 15.3 or something like that. And it's not equating to wins. You know what I mean? So if I'm hey, they're not winning a lot and it's because he's not scrambling a lot, then maybe we should try to keep him from scrambling. Easier said than done. Looks like the sideline might do that for us since he probably won't play. Second one here is get the ball out quick. This is a bad stat for Caleb. He has the second or worst longest time to throw in the NFL. I think he's at 3.1 or something like that. There's only 2 quarterbacks in the NFL that have an average time to throw above 3 seconds. One of them, this is kind of crazy. One of them is Caleb Williams, and the second one is Jalen Hurts. Okay. So, I mean, there could be a worse company to be with, but they are taking long to get the ball out. Now, Caleb has been faster the past 2 weeks. So I think it is improving. I think the first 3 weeks it was carrying a lot of the weight, but he's got to get the ball out quick. And then this last one, Dave, you should love. Target Rome more on third down. Obviously, he's got to catch the ball, but basically third down receiver, if you're looking at catches, touchdowns, targets, Rome is third in the NFL, right? Good things happen when you give the ball to Rome on third down. Obviously, don't force it, but we need to create some scenarios where that is his blanket. And I say that because there's been a lot of plays, or I think there's been some drives that have died on third down, some of them penalties, not being able to get the snap. We've got to convert on third down. Third down is where you win or lose games. If you look at some of our biggest wins this season, our third round conversion rate is at the highest. And it makes sense, right? Because the drives move on. More likely you're getting 3 or 7. Pretty simple, but you got to convert on third down. And I think you can do that by running the ball early, getting in favorable situations, and then feeding the ball to your safety blanket in Rome Odunze.
All right. I like a lot of those. Yeah, that's good stuff, Vic. Let's see what I hear. I don't remember if I have too much on Lamar.
I think you got one.
Yeah, same thing. Contain Lamar's legs. Just said it differently. And I think the Bears did that. Good job to them. Don't have to face them.
Check.
Yeah, we'll just move on to my second one. Limit big plays. This is the same thing with Huntley. I think the Bears defense just have to survive. Bend, don't break, and that's never been more important with these corners. So don't give up some free touchdowns, some easy ones. Same thing with the Bears. Basically like the offense. So I know Caleb doesn't turn the ball over, but and the Ravens don't really have a pass rush. So for me, it's just like, don't let the Ravens defense make a big play or two. That can swing the game. It's really about the turnover battle too. You want to win that. I didn't put it here, but just to limit big plays on both sides is so important. And then capitalizing the red zone. I talked about DJ Moore, talking about those celebrations that the wide receivers have. No more field goals. Shout out to Jake Moody, likely starting again, but can we score some touchdowns? If the Bears can score touchdowns, this game could be out of reach, and we can finally have a Sunday where we're watching this team in the second half and we're up by 20, right? And we're able to relax and breathe a little bit. So for me, I don't think this game should be close. It's the NFL though. And it's just, it's the NFL. These games are always the ones that you don't think are close, end up being probably the closest. And you look at the Jets, right? Even though they're terrible, haven't won a game. In the fourth quarter, they have been in games, even against tough opponents. So that's just how competitive this league is. Even with Huntley, we've seen him beat us in the past, sure, 16-13. And this is a different Bears team altogether. So I'm excited, man. I want 5 wins. And I think these keys right here, especially with Lamar being out too, such a good opportunity for this team. And to stay like in tandem with this division. These teams, I think right now, the Lions are 5-2, the Packers are 4-1-1, and then of course the Vikings lost last week. So to put some more distance between you and the Minnesota, and then to keep pace with both Green Bay and Detroit, this is you got to win this one. And can the Green Bay Packers lose this week? Who are they playing?
The Steelers. It's Aaron Rodgers' revenge game.
That's possible.
Yep.
Ooh, wouldn't that be? You win this game, you're probably. I think you're sitting at tied for second in the NFC North. Obviously, the Lions have the tiebreaker, so you'd be second in the division, tied though.
Yeah,
with wins and losses.
No, even if a Green Bay loses, they'll be 4-2-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if the Lions win, they'd be 6-2. So yeah, it'd be Lions. Then
I thought the Lions played. Oh, they haven't played.
They haven't played yet. Yeah,
they're on a bye.
They're on a bye, so they won't even play.
So it'll be 5-2.
So technically, so we'd be 5-2. Lions would be 5-2, and Green Bay would be 4-2-1.
What is that percentage wise?
So I think the fives are going to be above that. So we'd be in the lead. Detroit would be first, probably because points scored, because I think that's like the tiebreaker.
Well, and they have the tiebreaker too, but they have the head-to-head too.
Right? Oh yeah, they beat us. Yeah, so they'd be in front.
Destroyed us. They definitely have the point difference.
Yeah. They dropped like a 50 burger on us. I tried to delete that from my mind. I totally forgot that happened. But yeah, they would be in first. Well deserved. Okay, let's get to our last ad read here, and then we're gonna close out the show. We got bold takes, we got our score predictions, Monday headlines, and shout outs. All right, before we close out the show, I got to tell you about some awesome stuff that we have cooked up on the BFRstore.com. As you can see here, we have hats, hoodies, mugs, stickers, a whole bunch of fire stuff, and we're always working on new creative designs. Maybe jerseys coming. Yeah, who knows? But you can check it all out at thebfrstore.com. All the proceeds from the merch store just goes back right into the show. And plus, we want to give you fire stuff because we want to look fly all the time. And we want y'all to look fly as well. So if you want to support the BFR show, go to the BFRstore.com. We appreciate all the love and support. Now let's get back to the show. Absolutely. Do appreciate that. It's starting to get cold, right? I got my hoodie on now. We got some fire hoodies. I'm going to be putting in a couple orders for myself. So make sure to check out the BFRstore.com where we got some dope merch for y'all and for your friends. It's about to be holiday season. So if you want to get something for the family, feel free to do that as well. We appreciate, and all the proceeds go right back into the show. So it just helps us make a better show for y'all anyways. Go right back into your pocket. So appreciate it. Appreciate everybody on that. Okay, let's get to our bold takes here. Now, obviously, we got to start out with our records on this. We both took a major L last week. I think I had 300-yard passings. That didn't happen. Dave, I think you had – I can't remember what you had, but that didn't happen either. So we both missed out on whatever. I think they were both offensive-based. And I'm
pulling it up.
Oh, 30 points. I think you had 30-plus points. But you can confirm. So we both missed on that. Jack's disappeared, so nothing on
Yes.
his.
We need to just get Jack out of here. We have my key matchups. I had bold take Bears score 30+.
Yeah, and that did not happen. Close. I think we got 26, right? I believe is what it was.
Like that.
If we wouldn't have fumbled on that one fourth down, then we probably would have got it. But let's get to my bold take here. I already talked about it, but I think it can be done. 100 plus 3, like that's hard to do in the NFL. That does not happen that often. Actually, I don't even know what running backs in the NFL have done that. 100 plus rushing yards for 3 games in a row. I'm going to call it because I think the Ravens defense is ass, supremely ass. And I think we're going to continue to run as heavy as possible. On paper, that doesn't seem like much, but I don't think, like you said, the Bears haven't had a rusher do that since Matt Forte. So this is definitely a rare occasion. 100 yards rushing's not, but doing it 3 times in a row is hard to do in the NFL. So that's what I'm going with on mine. Yours might be even more rare, Dave. I saw this one making it together, but
back up. CB gets an interception. Simple as that. I think someone's going to get it. Maybe a tip or something like that.
Are you counting? Question: are you counting? Because technically, Sean Wright is a backup. He is a backup corner.
I thought about that.
Are you counting?
Got one? No, I'm talking about the guy that did not play last week. So
it's going to be Jalen Jones, Blackwell, or Nick McLeod. McLeod's the slot, so it's going to be one of those.
I think one of those 3 get one.
Okay,
so
if they get one, honestly, you know what though? Now I'm thinking about it. Now that Lamar's not playing, that's more than likely can happen.
It's possible.
It is possible.
Especially with Tremaine and how these guys and TJ Edwards, even the defense, just a tip. I think they're playing so well at tipping these balls and smacking them. So, hold on.
Clip that one. Whoever makes the
that's
content,
crazy,
clip that
bro.
One. That's crazy.
Oh man. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is the defense has been active, and so I think active hands. I think they're going to be able to realistically, hopefully, get an interception, or they just make a big play. We saw the Sean Wright, who was a backup, sure, now he's starting, but he made an incredible interception, diving one. Was that against?
That was last week, Saints.
Yeah, I think it was the Saints, dude.
And then he had pick 6 against McCarthy week 1. So, and like we've had a bunch of tip pass interceptions.
You're
as
right.
Well. Yeah,
Sean Wright's having a.
Well, he's also had a couple.
He got hooked against Dallas.
Yeah. So,
or was it Detroit? I'm sorry. That was Detroit.
Yeah,
and then so did Stevenson too.
Stevenson got cooked on a double move last week against the Saints. So, but he's also had some pretty good plays though. So, look, the cornerback position is tough because when you fail, it's 1v1 and everyone can see it and it ends up in a big play. But on the other end, when you play well, you make one of the biggest plays in football, which is an interception, a turnover. So you kind of live by the sword, die by the sword mentality. But overall, for who Nashawn Wright is, I think he's played serviceable. but we're going to need him to keep that up, if not play better. Because like we said, he's literally the best player, the best corner who's going to be stepping on the field on Sunday, which is scary. Hopefully Lamar is out. Also, I did see some comments though, because obviously we're going live. So there's some stuff here about, I think they pulled Lamar's prop bets from some of the things. So that's a good sign. So seems like this man might not be playing. So I know we kind of talked about it, but I did see some updates on that. So I just want to make sure we knock those out. Okay. Let's get to the fun stuff, though. Score predictions. What we all been waiting for. What is going to happen? Now, I want to preface here that Dave's is probably going to switch his. I won't switch mine because my assumption was that Lamar wasn't going to play, so I'll stay at mine. But just to give an update where we're all at, Dave is 3-3. I'm 4-2. Jack obviously disappeared off the face of the earth. I think we both got last week right because it was the Saints, and we both felt like we could beat them, and we did. So That was great. Starting with me. Drum roll. Okay, 28-24. I think it will be close because the Bears always find a way to make games close, except Dallas. But I think the Bears are going to do a couple things. They're going to continue their hot streak of winning. They're going to continue their hot streak of having over 100 yards rushing, and they're going to continue their hot streak of scoring 25 points or more in an NFL game. And they are the only team in the NFL currently, which is crazy to think about, that has scored 21 points in every single game. So they find a way, and obviously that helps when your defense gets 15 turnovers in 4 games. You know, gives you great field position. You're at least getting a field goal out of that. But I think this team can continue on that streak and find a way to get the dub. All right, now I do want to show Dave your initial one, which is 31-24. That was the assumption of Lamar playing. Where are you now that you feel that Lamar's not playing?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to change this one up. That prediction, like you said, was with Lamar starting at quarterback. And then, of course, the Bears corners are out. I still think the pass rush is going to get there. And what's the best way to help, depleted secondary get to the quarterback? So at the end of the day, I think with Grady Jarrett coming back, I think Montez Sweat's been playing a lot better. Booker probably going to play. I just think there's an opportunity here where they can kind of take advantage of that Ravens offensive line and get to Huntley if he does play. So I think the Bears, I'm going to change my score prediction here. I'm going to go 24, Bears 24, Ravens 13.
Okay. I like that.
I think if Huntley plays, I understand we're down a lot of corners. I just think that the Bears defense is still opportunistic. I think Tremaine Edmonds is playing very, very well. They're going to get some key turnovers when they need it. Might give up some big yards, right? Or, but I don't think they're going to break. I really, truly don't. And Dennis Allen also is a huge part of this because of the coaching. And so Al Harris, the cornerback coach, I think he's ready for this. Like, I think as far as getting these guys that are not typically starting, I think they're going to be ready to go. Not going to be all pro or anything like that, but I think they're going to be very, very they're going to be good quality enough to slow down Huntley, in my opinion. So hopefully, what did I say? 24-13 Chicago.
24-13. I'll have to try to remember that too.
5 in a row.
We both
have
5
in a
winning.
row.
That'd be crazy.
Yes. Absolutely.
Also, shout to Gage here because I did ask this question earlier, but the last running back to run for over 100 yards in 3 games was Derrick Henry. So if DeAndre Swift does it, that is pretty good company. And it's definitely plausible because, like I said, this Ravens defense is supremely ass. Do want to give some shout outs here, though, for some score predictions. We got TJ on YouTube, Bears 24-14. Then we got Kyler as well, 30-17 Bears. Love that. Also, if you join our Discord, which is in the link in the description, it's also on our BFR Twitter. You join our Discord. We run a weekly competition. Actually, I'm pretty sure Kyler won, I think, last week. Won the weekly competition for score predictions. You just throw in your score predictions, who you think is going to win, and then we have a calculation that kind of determines the best winner, and you win free money to the store. So just want to give a shout out for that real quick. Okay, let's get to the headlines. We'll get to the Patreon shout outs, and then we'll
gonna have to change my headline too. I guess we should have had stuff ready for both Lamar not playing.
To be honest, I thought it was gonna be a game time decision. So anyways, mine's staying alive, making it 5. So I had to get a rhyme in there. Basically, I think that we're gonna keep the win streak going. Yeah, I see Dave bobbing his head, thinking of the Bee Gees song when I did that.
Oh yeah.
I was hoping for 5 straight, right? Last week it was let's go streaking, and we're gonna continue going streaking. I think we can get the dub here. So All right, let's get to yours, Dave. I think this was fair if Lamar was playing.
Yeah, unfortunate timing. I just thought with the corners going down and Lamar playing, it's just like, oh, bad timing as far as the Bears game. Now, I put me on the spot.
As I say, that's tough. Yeah, it's tough to do a headline on the spot. You don't have to.
I'm gonna say this means something. That's my thing. This means something because 5 in a row, man. You got to enjoy that. Also, it would just the Bears being at 5-2. Last year when they were 4-2, right? And we talk about, this one feels different. Sure, if you beat the Ravens without Lamar Jackson, I get it. But to be 4-2 last year, 4-2 right now, and you win this game, it's got to mean something that you're and then it's 5 in a row, right? You've won 5 in a row. That's hard. I don't care who it is. That's hard to do in the NFL. And I think that they're tied right now with
Patriots.
Is it the Patriots, Drake May?
Yeah, Drake May's right now. But yeah, I think they have 4 wins in a row as well.
But then you have an opportunity to make it 6. I mean, this Bears team has an ability here, an opportunity to win a couple more games and make this instead of just a 4 or 5 game win streak. You can look at like 6, 7.
If they need to, because the back half of that schedule, like the last 5 games, other than the Browns, which still have a good defense, the
defense is crazy.
So
that's why you gotta win now. Give yourself an opportunity, some cushion. Where if you you lose to Green Bay 1 out of 2 games, or you lose to Detroit again, right? You just need to fight for that wild card. Because I don't know if they're still in it. Props to Chicago, very very much alive for the division crown. But I think realistically, it's going to be probably that wild card spot, one of those wild cards.
Yep. I agree. We do have a comment here. The fishing entrepreneur said, "Is Lamar playing?" Ian Rappaport came out and basically said he expects that he will not. So that's kind of the breaking news that happened this morning. And all the odd books are saying kind of the same thing. So we are expecting that he will not be playing as of 11:23 a.m. Eastern time on Saturday. So great question. Okay, awesome, good stuff. Bears have a chance to do some historic stuff, like you said, Dave. This is going to be crazy. Yep. Let's go ahead and go through, first off, our shout-outs here. First off, got to give a shout to the Patreon members, our Hall of Fame Grizzlies that be running the den. Shout out to Michael from across the pond. Gage, who's active in the chat right now. Appreciate you, Gage. Philip as well. We got Michael Berry Sr., Angie Wright, Daniel Jones from across the pond, Thomas Whitty, who is in the chat. Appreciate you. Tito, and then also Davis. Sorry. Appreciate all of you Hall of Fame Grizzlies. Y'all fucking rock as always. You guys know this, though. We say this day in and day out. And then also, we can't forget about our rookie Grizzlies. Shout out to Alex Hamilton, who's probably lifting as we speak. Shout out to Chris Ford, Ethan Schultz, Caleb as well, and then Jason. Shout out to all of y'all. We appreciate y'all support and love, and thank you for being a part of the Patreon community. And like I said, if you want to join, link in description, link on our BFR Twitter. You can hit Dave and I multiple ways to join either our Patreon or Discord. And if you get in now, you'll still get a chance to get the private Zoom call if you join the Hall of Fame tier for our call next Sunday, right before the game. So that should be fun. Okay, let's go through the OG shout-outs or any questions as well. So we had the Gage question. Last time the Bears rattled off 5 consecutive wins. I think, Gage, you answered that. That was 2018. We talked about the trade target, Jermaine Johnson. Look into that. Go back to minute 11 in this show. You will see our discussions on that. We talked about Gage as well. What were the thoughts on Max Crosby? Pipe dream, probably not going to happen. And then let's get to our shout-outs here. We got Kyler Villagomez, hashtag OG Bear Down. 2 of them here with Lamar isn't playing. Let's smack the Ravens. Believe that. Like Dave said, you got to smack those balls. And then let's go to Kyler Villagomez as well with the hashtag FGB. So that's absolutely right. Also, we got Jeff here on YouTube who said, screw the Packers. You got that right. Thomas Whitty with the hashtag OG and Patreon member. Shout out to you, Thomas. Hashtag Bear Down. Ficky, you sent that shirt out yet? Yes, I did. You should be getting that soon because Thomas won free merch in our Patreon, which you can get just by joining. We do monthly giveaways. So shout out to him. And then Cheese and Bear Pod, hashtag OG. I believe this is the pod that will be on next week, right, Dave?
Yep.
So everyone check out their page. Dave and I will be on there, I believe, next Tuesday. So check us out over there. We'll make sure to post about that. Absolutely. We got Gage as well with the hashtag OG. Let's hit 7 in a row win streak. This schedule, it's possible. You got that right. We got Jeff again on YouTube with the hashtag OG. We got Jerome with the hashtag OG. Bears got to get that win tomorrow. You're right, Jerome. And then we got Joe Treviso with the score prediction: Bears 25, Ravens 24. Ooh, what a heartache. And then Gage, I would love this one more. Bears 50-7 blowout game. Yeah, that'd be awesome, Gage. I don't think we've scored that much yet. Yeah, I think this is what we've been talking about, Kitus, is that Ian Rappaport reported that Lamar is unlikely for tomorrow. So, and then just want to show a little comment here. Booker's better than the guys we can trade for with mid-rounds. The problem right now is that corner. We can't go D-line. Yep, we talked about that. Go back to minute 11 in the show. We went deep into kind of if we were to trade, who we trade for, would we make that trade there? But, yeah, thanks, everyone, for all of the comments, as always. Great show. Super excited, super stoked for tomorrow's game. Again, if you want to join the Patreon, you want to join the Discord, links are in the description. Also on our BFR Twitter, you can go there. We have the links over there as well. Access to our merch store, all of that, all the proceeds from everything just go back to the show. And we got some stuff we actually are excited that we're cooking up, especially for next season. So we appreciate all of the support, free, whether you like or subscribe. If you haven't, please do those things, or whether you like to, help support us financially. We appreciate all the love and generosity from you guys, because again, this is the number one show for the fans, by the fans. Tell your friends. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Bears Film Room Podcast. Dave and I are fans like y'all, so we go through the ups and downs, and we try to provide as much content and value for you fans, because we're fans at heart. We cover the team, but we're still diehard fans just like y'all. So we appreciate all that you guys do for the community, and that's why we're trying to build this thing up. All right. Absolutely. I just rambled for like 50 minutes. Dave, any final thoughts? How are we feeling?
No, we'll be live tomorrow right after the game, after the Bears win. So go ahead and subscribe so you get that notification. Turn on the notification bell and hit that like button as well. I know that we had over 6,000 across all platforms watching. Yep. So we appreciate it. We're over that 10,000 subscriber account too. Let's keep it going though. You guys have been just on fire, like Fick said, and we'll be live tomorrow. And then, check out, look for us on that cheese. Oh man, what was the name? Oh, dang it. I'm getting it wrong.
Cheese and Bear Pod, I think is what it was.
Cheese and Bears Pod. Yeah. We'll have the details on our Twitters, but again, follow us on all socials, follow the pod as well. And I think that's about all I have. And we'll see you tomorrow afternoon, likely after Bears win. So 5 in a row.
Hey.
Let's go.
Peace.